Kieran McGarry in the house first tonight. Cut it out. So good. It's Sunday. Radar Fletcher right behind him. Oh, shucks, it's Sunday. Oh, we are early. How about that? Actually, we're right on time, which makes us early in the land of Shop Talk. Let's get the clock started here. See, I can't do everything right. At least one thing I got to screw up when the show starts. Oh, everybody checking in. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to warm up, and then we're going to do our shout-outs and get this one rolling. It's Sunday on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network, and we're getting ready for Shop Talk. Hit the like and share. Get ready. All right, Mark Hendricks in the house tonight. What's up, buddy? Let's see who else. Rick Marriott is here. Big D in the house. Always good to see Big D. Dennis Stauber checking in from Marengo, Illinois. Where is my Poppy? Where's Poppy at? Becky Quivers-Arling and Rooster in the house. Good to see all you guys, man. Hey, we're going to have a fantastic show tonight. Lots to talk about, but what a heavy week in motorcycling. If you were paying attention to some of our posts, man, we lost some big names in motorcycling this week, and we're going to talk about that at the beginning of the show. But man, I can hardly believe this thing will ever look the same after the losses from this week. So our heart and prayers go out to everybody's family who lost someone. Paul Adams, Ford City checking in. Hey, Behind Rudy's Fairing is here. Everybody, listen. Wherever you're watching from, make sure you put your town name so we can give you a little shout out. We like that. Oh, Kieran says XAN beat him. See, I missed that because I was not as early as you guys. So lots of good stuff. For us, Cycle Source TV is ramping up. Flea is in the house. What's up, buddy? Man, I was just talking to Heather about you. Hope you're doing well in your recovery, man. We are there with you. Bill Stevens, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Spring Hill, Florida. Brian Gould. What's up, buddy? Spring Hill, Florida. Where is Spring Hill, Florida?
Warmer than here.
What's that?
Warmer than here.
It is definitely. Almost everywhere in the country is warmer than here. Behind Rudy's Fairing, St. John, Indiana. Gary Raphael on board. We know where you're watching from, and that means Annie's watching too. Jason Banks, San Diego, California. Look at that. All over the United States, people tuning in to America's first and favorite two-wheel motorcycle talk and entertainment show every Sunday, going live at 9 p.m. through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network here high atop Television Hill. Bagger Bader, Spring Fling 2025 was a great time. Brian Goody, just north of Clearwater, 91 today. 91.
That's
Son
awesome.
of a bitch. It had to have 40 degrees on us, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Robin Hingabottom in the house, and we are winding down. Listen, I want to ask you guys, though, do us a favor. If you're digging what we do here every week, 308 episodes of this so far. If you dig what we do, pass it along. Make sure people know we go live with Shop Talk every Sunday, 9 p.m. on the East Coast with 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit we can handle. XAM Biker, Southern Illinois in the house, and first across the line tonight. I got to adjust that credit. Radar says, my grandmother will turn 91 on the 17th. It would be cool if you all would call her for her birthday. Dude, let's set that up. That would rock. Brian just got back from Leesburg Rally, ready for smoke out. Yeah, baby. Sing it.
Can I get an amen?
Callie Chavez, greetings
Costa Rica.
Greetings to all of you. Big hug, right on. So we're down to a minute until we go live with this one. That's enough time for you to get a drink, kick back, and relax, and get ready for us to go live with this one. Kieran McGarry wants to give Howard Kelly and the S&S team a shout on their new air cleaner. Looks so killer. Can't wait to get on my Springer. We have some great S&S news tonight. I'm not going to tell you any more about it because it's time to launch this week's episode of Shop Talk. Let's get it out of the station and up on the tracks. It's time for Shop Talk. Here we go. Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It is just after 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 o'clock here in Mitchell, South Dakota, where we sit high atop Television Hill in the Clockworks campus. Coming to you live with another episode of Shop Talk from the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. I am your host, Chris Callan from Cycle Source Magazine, as always, joined by my faithful crew.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey.
Mark got a new mic. Mike got a new Mark. Mark got a new microphone.
You're getting close. It's little Michael for Markle.
Markle. We're just going to call you Pittsburgh tonight. Pittsburgh in the house.
What's up, Pittsburgh?
Let's not get confused. There's multiple Marks.
Yeah,
right?
We just call you Pittsburgh. Maybe we'll just call him Pittsburgh from
Jamie
now on.
Roberts is here, far out, man.
It's been a minute since he's been here.
Ben Stauber with us.
We got Big Matt in the house.
Tanya.
Oh, boy.
I want to know why Big Matt. I know Big Matt is working on a chopper, but I have not seen an application from him
No.
for the garage build off. Nope. Mm-mm.
Come on, man. Come on.
Big Matt. Jeremy Valentine's in the house. What's shaking, Jeremy?
So this was first of all, I have to tell you about South Dakota. Like we did these little raised bed gardens, and
We're gardeners now.
Heather's going to plant
So
some
far,
stuff.
we've grown dirt.
But here's the deal. I asked one of the local guys that I'm friends with here. I said, "Hey man, when can we start planting?" And he said, "I'd probably wait another week or two." He said, "It's liable to snow one more time. Usually does. I guess the Shriner Circus is here next week."
That starts tomorrow.
And he says that it actually snows here usually every year when the Shriner Circus is in
So
town.
tomorrow. So does anybody have a kid out there I can borrow so I can go to the circus?
So did your neighbor start off with, well, maybe you should wait another week or so?
It wasn't that neighbor.
It wasn't that neighbor, no. But yeah, if anybody's in Mitchell that has a kid I can borrow to take to the circus.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
Take Chris.
Right?
Same thing.
That's
I
what
meant
I'm saying.
small child.
That's what I'm saying.
Small
Let me play
one
the,
that
You have
won't
to-
throw a tantrum when I don't get him cotton candy.
Yeah. You better watch there's like 40 women are going to drop their husbands off.
Small child.
Yeah, so it's like that. It's cold here, then it rains, then it gets nice, then it rains, then it's cold here. Like,
And then it's 80, and you're like, oh, it's coming. Although I just read from Robin, there's a foot of snow in Tahoe. Robin, you can keep it.
yeah.
Do not send it east. You can keep it,
See,
please.
Rob Nussbaum says nice flannel. This is one of those practical applications. So I'm not wearing this for style, boy. Let me tell you right now. Evil Rick is in the house. So yeah, Rob Nussbaum, our ass prod, our associate producer.
He's in the house.
He is, man. He
Right
is.
on my farm, I raise hell and plant my ass on the couch.
So hey, if this is your first time watching
Mark,
Shop
did you
Talk,
know you had a farm?
Heather, first strike for you.
Look, I made him cry.
Wait, if we get 3 strikes, are we out?
No. Then
Damn it.
then you have to do the show twice this week. How about that? How do
Annie,
you like that?
Annie, it was nice at the pool today.
Ron Fleener sounds like East Tennessee weather right now. You got that shit right.
We will get, Bill
All right.
Stevens, we will get one more snow. Mm-mm.
So, listen, if this is your first time watching Shop Talk,
Welcome.
welcome
Where
to
the
the
hell you
show.
been?
Get involved, be part of it, hit the like and share, set your alerts. Every Sunday 9 p.m. we go live with this. What is it? 90 to 120 minutes of us and some of our friends sitting around talking about motorcycles. We do, some guests come on. We do some entertainment. We usually have stuff like the magazine has, feature bikes and product and
We've got
stuff
an
like that.
awesome product
I
spotlight
know.
tonight.
It
So
should have
don't-
been. It should have been the product for 420 though.
Definitely.
We blew it.
You
We
totally
blew it
blew
with
it.
that. But we're gonna run. We can say that we tested this product on 420, and then we brought the video out today.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
All right. Well, the whole damn thing starts off with a little segment we call.
The news.
There you go. First up in the news tonight, and our very, very sad responsibility to announce the passing of one of the absolute legends of our industry, Joe Teresi, one of the three amigos or the paisanos that started Paisano Publication and with it Easy Riders Magazine, and a legacy and pretty much the anchor of our culture. You know, like Joe and Lou Kimsey and, you know, all the guys that were part of Paisano Publications back in the day, they literally recorded the history and propelled along what would become the culture that we've all lived for, you know, these last 50 years through the pages of those magazines. So
you kind of have to wonder what choppers would be without Easy Riders.
absolutely.
Like you really do. I hate to put it that way, but this year is year 55 for Easy Riders.
That's incredible.
Isn't that crazy?
It's incredible.
55 years for Easy Riders magazine, and I know they've had some bumps in the road the last several years, and this is a tremendous loss for them, and our
It really is.
thoughts and prayers
It's,
go out
you
to
know,
the whole Easy Riders family.
And listen, this is not me just blowing sunshine up anybody's ass, but it's a loss for all of us, really, because, you know, there's so much to talk about what Joe has done over the span of his life. You know, the many titles, the events, everything that was part of that brand. But like Heather said, without guidance like that, you know, Joe provided leadership to an industry full of misfits and, you know, drug-addled, crazy bikers. So it was a big part of shaping this into what it is.
And it's so great. Like one of the kids, and I say a kid, I think he was like 23 years old, one of the applicants for a garage build-off. He's never built a bike before, so he submitted a picture of himself holding an Easy Riders magazine. And instantly I thought the kid is winning because he knows, not winning, but like he knew what Easy Riders was at his young age. So,
and keep in mind, I mean, he took motorcycling and made it so mainstream, like People Magazine, everybody around the world knew Easy Rider.
Yep.
You know, and there's a guy that forced that culture down people's throats and obviously created that part of that culture for people like us. So
and dude, if you think
awesome.
about it, like we were talking the other day about this, you know, it's easy to go real quick and rip off the top four, which were Easy Riders, In the Wind, Biker, and VQ. You know, but the depth beyond that, I mean, at one point, Easy Rider acquired what was literally the namesake for Cycle Source magazine, which was Super Cycle. You know, like they own that brand, they own that magazine. Tattoo Flash, Ink magazine, like, you know, so much of our culture they were responsible. So nevertheless, short way around long to say to his friends and family, our hearts go out to you, our prayers, you know, and hopefully we can find some people that will continue to carry the torch the way these original pioneers of it did, because it'll be.
Yeah, I hope that lives on. I really do.
Also, and super great friend to our whole program. Yeah, Iron Horse also. Great friend to our program and longtime supporter of us and longtime motorcycle editor, journalist, or not editor, but journalist, Sam Kanish, Snakebite Sam, who worked for Iron Trader News, was considered to be one of the original iron workers. Sam was, you know, one of his famous quotes was, he was the rider who wrote rather than the writer who rode. And that was just, you know, he delivered his commentary from such a profoundly street level perspective. You know, Sam was amazing, and he was just a really good friend of ours.
I did not have the pleasure of ever meeting Sam in person, but I know that he followed and supported everything Cycle Source did on social media. He was absolutely one of your biggest cheerleaders. So,
yeah,
it's
Mark.
A great conversation.
Yeah, Mark
great
and I knew Sam for a long time.
Yeah. Well, he was one of those people that you couldn't wait to run into because you knew you were always going to hear something. You know, he was like Rogue. You know, you run into Rogue, same thing. Like, dude, the conversations are always so worth sitting and listening to his stories, and he was a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's starting to put up their memories about Joe, and, you know, Flea says, I remember talking to him at Charlotte Easy Rider show. He was wanting me to get on the Centerfold tour. And, you know, this is something for us to talk about, Mark, you know, maybe show our age a little bit, or maybe our depth, I don't know, but that was such a big part of this. Like the Easy Rider bike shows and the Centerfold tour, like those were absolute pillars
Oh, yeah.
that Easy Rider built within this whole thing, right? And
Right.
over the last
the Easy
decade,
Rider tours were awesome.
oh yeah, and we've seen all that disappear, and it's no wonder like we're looking for ways to keep this stuff exciting, and those were the great pieces of the puzzle, right?
Yeah, I remember going to a lot of Easy Rider shows. I don't remember much of the show. Just saying.
Why does that
Not
not
hating,
surprise
just
me?
saying. But boy, we had fun. I remember having fun.
Oh, that's all that matters.
I remember a couple of
Dude,
couple of
Chillicothe.
shows. Well, Chillicothe is
yeah,
a
no,
whole
man.
different story. We can't actually. That's the first one for you, Mark.
Yeah, sweet effing Jesus if some of them stories come up.
Oh my God.
Man.
Oh,
Lots
my
of pictures with camera lens on. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, jeepers.
Okay, and
creepers.
last but not least, in our sad news tonight, the
Yeah.
voice of the Buffalo Chip. If you have ever been in the crowd at the Buffalo Chip and heard the echoing Buffalo Chip, there was only one man that could do it the right way, and that was Hank Rhoades Jr. And Hank was just an absolute joy. Like, he was fantastic with it. For anybody who went on stage and did anything with the Buffalo Chip, he was an absolute doll because he would just walk you through it so seamlessly.
Yep.
And if you've never walked around the corner and been faced with a crowd of 65 or 90 or 100,000 people, it's a little intimidating. And Hank made it easy, right? And I mean, for the many, many years that we knew him, and we knew him as the voice there, like he worked tirelessly. He never got tired of the gig. He was always like, in a good mood. And
Yeah,
Consistent.
I want to say he retired the year before last. And to go up on the stage without him,
yeah, it was very
and
weird.
and not hearing that, it was just so bizarre because that was the signature. Like, Chris can kind of do it like he did almost, but to not have that presence, it was strange.
I think that he was so comfortable and he was so at home at the Buffalo Chip that when he went up on stage, it just came out of him.
Yeah.
I do remember him telling us once, he's I can be a great asshole, but I can be a really good friend.
Well, and there was so much more that Hank was involved with too. I mean, television
God,
and
yeah.
radio, and he was well-rounded, and he'll be missed by a lot of us.
Yeah, keep in mind every time you go to the Chip and watch those shows, he's still there. No
Yep.
questions asked.
So our hearts and prayers go out to all of the families of those three individuals, and we want to thank their families because nobody knows better than us the kind of sacrifice that goes into a life dedicated to this culture, and the way those three individuals had to dedicate themselves. We know that comes to a cost for the entire family around them. So thank you for letting these people be who they were for us.
Okay, now roll on before I cry.
Okay.
I can't
Wait,
ugly
I'm
cry.
crying right now.
Next up in the news, S&S brings back an incredible favorite for any old motorhead. So now called S&S Cycle Proven Performance
Wasn't
Club.
it the 11-second club?
It was. So S&S Cycle is excited to announce the launch of the all-new Proven Performance Club. The club will reward S&S Cycle customers that go racing with commemorative T-shirt and patch that celebrates their racing accomplishment, recognize the level of performance they achieved. April 25 will see the launch of the Proven Performance Club. S&S Cycle invites those who race in the quarter mile, eighth mile, and land speed to join and be part of this exciting new program. So here's what you have to do. Process
Super
is
easy,
simple.
yeah.
Submit a picture of your bike. Submit a picture of your time slip. A picture of your receipt for the S&S Cycle Performance parts. When S&S Cycle gets those items, they'll send you a Proven Performance Club member T-shirt and a patch for the time submitted. So check it out for anybody who remembers the 11-second club back in the day. This is the 8th mile 5-second club. Bless you.
Bless you.
They're also
You're
doing.
so good looking.
You're so good looking. They're also.
What is that?
That's from Seinfeld.
Oh, I don't know.
Can't
Come
take
on,
it, Jerry.
Heather.
I can't take it.
I don't know Seinfeld.
There's also a quarter mile 8-second club, and of course it would
land
have to be
200
red, right?
miles an
It would
hour.
have to be red. You know,
Yeah,
so
right.
that'll go good with the red hat that you're supposed to receive for that.
The elusive
Dude, I have
red
a
hat.
pin from the first time that we raced in Sturgis. They gave us pins and said we are the fastest street sportster that they had ever seen. And I don't have a clue what that pin has to be on an old vest or something. It's super cool. Always
Yeah.
wanted one of those patches.
Radar, is there anyone in North Carolina that can help me build a mini bike for smokeout?
Oh, Radar, why can't you build a mini bike? Don't you build motor pickles?
Okay, listen, we're
playing
not
it on
done
his
with the
couch,
news.
remember?
We're not done with the news.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So, also in the news, Indian motorcycles. This from our own Cycle Source magazine news blog, cyclesource.com.
Yeah.
Crafting the ultimate in style and exclusivity.
Yeah, so they're stepping up their game a little bit with an elite series. They have an elite touring bike and an elite, a super elite, Indian Pursuit Elite. All new technology, super fast, super comfortable. Indian Pursuit Elite comes in around a cool $45K. Hey, it's not $110,000.
It's not $110,000, but would somebody please just go back to building a 1200 Super Glide for every dirtbag that I've known my whole life that can afford a motorcycle?
But you got to admit, I got to say this. I know you are tried and true. You bleed black and orange. You're a Harley all the way. But on the last couple Indians that we've done long rides on, you're like, man,
Dude,
I could own one of these.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, they're
though.
so comfortable
That's
and
what I'm
handle
saying.
so well.
If I was Indian or I had any influence over Indian, which God knows that I don't, they make an incredible motorcycle. If they made an incredible motorcycle right now that was really at an entry level price or at a low competitive price, they would corner the market. They would kill shit right now.
And
you know what I mean?
I still say when I finally get the opportunity to take the class and get off my butt and learn to ride.
Look, Evil Rick says it right now. $883 for $39.99. And we keep going back to this because that was something that really, as much as the whole baby boomer craze and Schwarzenegger being on a Fat Boy, one of the things that really that really instigated
just tell us how you feel.
and ushered in a generation was the $883 for $39.99 because you could keep it for 1 year and Harley-Davidson would take that bike back from you and give you the exact $39.99 to buy the next size up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's real outreach right there. You know,
883 was the true starter drug.
yeah, it was.
It was the beginning of how many addictions in all reality.
That was the gateway drug.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, like you're right, Heather. The Sportster is a phenomenal motorcycle.
I was not saying anything about the Sportster.
Not the Sportster, the Indian. You got me in a war of words in my own head.
Hey,
Poppy's here.
Poppy is here. He's been here twice. Did you just give me the Italian salute?
no, I was scratching my chin.
No, you were not.
Oh God!
I caught you.
Judy, do you see what we have to put up with?
Yeah, your
Who
mother.
do you think taught me that?
Your mother's watching tonight.
Come on now.
All right, one more. The AMA today announces that registration is now open for the PermCo AMA Vintage Motorcycle Days presented by Turn 14. So for me, the big news is right there, Turn 14.
Yes.
I want to congratulate Turn 14 because for all of the bitching and moaning I've been hearing about it, to hear that they are actively going to get involved in putting money into culture-based events for this, good for them. Good for them.
Wait a minute. Jim Grady had a state trooper tell me he knew I was traveling at an excessive speed because it was so damn hard to catch up to me, but he didn't give me a pin. Oh, Carol and Ricky are in the house watching.
Wait a minute.
Tiger Woods here.
I know. Listen, because I've been pulled over in the same manner, I know he gave you a time slip. I'm just saying, maybe you could turn that in.
Expensive time slip.
Maybe you could turn that into SNS if you bought some performance products from them.
Maybe.
And
I
that
wonder
time
if
slip.
Yeah. Yo, as long because it should tell you exactly how
Oh my
fast you are
God,
going.
SNS, Howard Kelly, if you're listening right now,
Who's got the biggest ticket?
there's one more patch. There's one more patch. SNS, capable of achieving of evading high-speed pursuit.
No.
boy.
That's a terrible idea. Do not.
Great idea.
Do not do this at home.
I got a couple of those I could submit.
One more thing we want to talk about here real quick is Rob Nussbaum asked any updates on the H partners.
Oh, I'm Free the Eagle.
Do you want to take this a little bit, Heather, or do you want?
No, I'm gonna grab the website. I know they had a pretty great slideshow. However, I looked at it a few days ago, and there's so much going on in this little pea brain of mine that I can't quote it. So
you're growing peas?
I am growing peas.
Suffice it to say,
there you go.
Suffice it to say that the heat has only been turned up. It has not been turned down in that whole deal. So the H partners, obviously, we talked about last week. They are majority retail shareholders of Harley-Davidson at like 9.1% of the company's outstanding shares, and they are calling for some pretty tough and drastic changes to happen within the company.
Yes.
You can go to, did you put the website?
freetheeagle.com. Yep.
Right above in the comments, if you look over here, right over there, freetheeagle.com, you can read all about it, but it's, man, I talked to a friend of mine in Harley-Davidson the other day, and, we got on the phone, and they were just like, when I said, look, I only have one question. How hard is it to hold on to the umbrella right now?
Right.
Because,
and are your hip waders high enough?
So we wish them all the luck. Because here's the thing, like, before everybody just throws the shade around, friends of mine, many friends of all of ours in the community that work in Harley-Davidson, this is a tough time for them. And they've seen many CEOs and top-level executives in that company come and go. A lot of these people that are in the company have been there since they were kids, and they bleed black and orange. Yep. They love that company. Yep. They love the brand, and this is as hard for them as it is for us. So
yeah, that's
be nice.
That's a really good point, because they have dedicated their whole life to what's shaped our life. So I can't imagine.
What kind of umbrella do you use for a shitstorm?
Yeah, a strong one.
one.
You covered a whole thing in 100-mile-an-hour tape.
Oh.
Radar has a good one, though. He said the last time he freed his eagle, he went to jail.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Oh, my friends.
Radar's on a roll.
My friends are something else. Hey, man, listen, we got a great show to get to, and a wonderful guest. We're going to take a break right now and look at a cool feature bike. When we come back on the other side, we have a special guest waiting in the wings right now, and it's another Mark. And we're not going to spoil the surprise. You got to stick around and see. We got plenty to talk about with him. Plenty of the rest of the show, including the 420 product. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
Mario from Orlando, Florida. It's a 69-ish BSA motor, classic British sports frame, and then miscellaneous parts and pieces I've built, put together myself, and a buddy painted it for me. Exhaust was done by JW Designs out of Orlando, and it took about 6 years, money and time when it was available. I got this from some buddies, my buddy Mike Carter, the Carter brothers, right before Mike passed. And David did the motor. Just been a kind of a tribute to Mike and Dave. And Dave's still with us, and he helped me a lot. And I've learned a lot. And yeah, I just tried to build it to make him proud. Basically rolling chassis with a motor that was empty. We had to go through the whole thing. Everything's pretty much new, redone, rebuilt. Built by me, fabricated, welded, whatever. Like I said, I pretty much did everything except for the paint and the exhaust. This is Liquid Illusions out of Longwood, Steve O'Brien. I build houses for a living, construction manager for a home builder. So this is my go in the shop, forget about life type deal. Studio 1410 down in Orlando, little 500 square foot shop I built behind the house. And I've got 6 bikes. This is the only chopper, and that's what I do for fun. Probably 50% is building them, and the other 50% is riding them, really. I sit in the shop all the time, just get shit-faced and look at them. My name's Mario Manza from Orlando, Florida, and I'm a Dennis Kirk garage builder.
Oh, nice. Paul Yaffe product, huh?
Yeah, man, so excited.
Got a new build?
I do. It's. Aren't you Paul Yaffe?
No, I've never met the guy. But I do know you can get all of his products at DennisKirk.com.
There you go.
Just me? Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Listen to Not Paul Yaffe. Get all your Bagger Nation products right now at DennisKirk.com.
I'm Brian Clock from Clockworks in Mitchell, South Dakota, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Whether riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape, there's a flow to the road you share. So go with it. Eyes open, and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Okay, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, where we are rolling on with this evening's episode of Shop Talk. So, our guest tonight, I don't know how this happened because he was supposed to be on here with his lovely lady, and all of a sudden,
She's got way more important things to do. I know that for sure. What?
that microphone.
What?
I thought it was a new one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no offense, but she's on grandma duty. That's way more important than Shop Talk. Sorry. Even I know that.
See, I thought it was
She
something.
just brought the kids on.
I thought it was something that you did. You
No.
playing favorites and yeah.
Nope. I invited them both on. Well, I know, just like every business like theirs, she is actually the brains behind the scenes. So it
boy.
only makes sense to have her on.
So our guest tonight is has been a friend of ours for quite a while now. Mark Rhoades, PinUp Baggers, and we brought him on tonight to talk about that shop, but also and kind of more importantly, the event.
Yes,
Right.
he's got a great event coming up, River City Bike Expo. And he's going to tell us all about it because we have not had the pleasure of attending as of yet.
So let's get Mark on.
We're going to learn all sorts of stuff.
Here we go. What's up, buddy?
Guys,
Good, man. How's it going?
it's going well.
So much to talk about, right? This industry was crazy this week. Like, I'm still just blown away, like big names that I thought would be around forever as a kid, you know, knowing these guys, and it's just such a tough time for all of us.
Yes, it is. And some of the comments you was making about Easy Riders show right behind me, I noticed my plaques were sitting there. I done those shows for years, and you know, it's things are changing.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, Mark, tell us a little bit. Let's start the story with you. Let's talk about when you got started in this, how you got started into it, and then we'll work our way up to the show.
Okay. Well, I grew up here in southern Indiana. My dad was always a motorcycle enthusiast. He kept me and my brother on two wheels from the time we were old enough to walk. I went to Diesel College, thought I was going to be an auto technician, ended up in the auto sales for quite some time in the auto industry, and had a change of pace. I went self-employed and owned a trucking business and a car lot. And 14 years ago, I had some health issues, and my wife asked me what I wanted to do. And I said, well, you know, working on motorcycles is what I enjoy. And we've worked together for many, many years. So she said, well, it's time to change. That's what we're doing. And here we sit 14 years later with a motorcycle shop and couldn't be happier.
Wow, right on.
Good for you.
Nice story.
That's outstanding because not only are you doing something that you love to do, but your wife stepped up and said, okay, you're not happy. What do we have to do to make that change. And not only did she embrace what you chose to do, but she stood right alongside you and is doing it with you. That's amazing.
Yeah, I rode, as I said, I rode motorcycles all my life. When me and her first got together, I raced motocross. I went road racing for years. Then it all changed. So a lot of the people that you're talking about in the industry, I read about in these magazines. Being Southern Indiana, we didn't have this social media stuff when we were kids. So we were in the mailbox every month to see what was going on in the world. And now I'm fortunate enough that I'm running with a group of guys and get to go on rides and see the people I looked up to riding in front of me. And there's just no way to explain that feeling when you're in a group of 40 guys and two of the guys in the front are guys all your life that you looked in the Easy Rider magazines and looked up to. So it's just such a cool feeling.
Yeah, right on.
Now, when you were coming up, you said you've been on motorcycles since you were young, and you've always kind of, looking at your pre-show, you've always kind of customized what you had. Who in your younger years did you look to for inspiration?
Well, Johnny Smith, Dave Perowitz. I mean, that's the guys that you've seen doing the custom stuff. I looked at the custom side of the world more than the gearhead parts of it because I was drawn to that. My dad painted cars. We had race cars. I always had the need for speed, so I was always racing when my brother was painting stuff with my dad.
Okay. Now, all of those guys that you talked about, Arlen and Dave and Donnie, those were all pretty much chopper guys.
Yeah. So the magazines were in the house, and that's what we looked at. And that's why I said I was drawn to their art ability. But to say I read about the old knucklehead motors and panhead motors, I wasn't into that stuff. I was into the two-wheel enthusiasm of going fast at that point in my life.
Okay. All right. I was wondering how you go from chopper inspiration to bagger inspiration.
Well, I think it was just the time frame of when I came into the industry. I rode baggers when baggers wasn't cool. I bought a chopper from Arlen Ness on Beach Street back in the early 90s. And that's when I left going fast and said I wanted to be cool. And the chopper, I enjoyed riding it, but it wasn't long. I bought a bagger when baggers wasn't cool. I bought my first bagger in 99, and I tried to make it cool, but I wanted to ride up and down the highway. And I rode to Bike Week for many, many years. Me and a couple guys would take a week's trip and go to Bike Week, and the girls would fly down. So that was tough to do. The first year I did it on a night train, and I said, I'll never do that again. Leave Indiana in February on a night train.
Oh, and dude, that's, you know, when I finally wised up and got onto a touring motorcycle to do a lot of my long distance riding, I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, you dumbass. All these years you've been trying to prove to somebody you was some kind of a tough guy. And then I started really traveling and really starting to see the country. And like, I would haul ass out of town at the drop of a hat, man. I didn't think twice about it. If there was a half-assed excuse to go across the country, I was in.
Yeah, when he left, he was always in a good mood. When he came home, that was when you heard him bitch a little bit.
Well, do you think that's because you were there waiting for me?
No.
You know, maybe,
no, don't even go there.
Maybe
because
put
I remember
on something nice.
You brought your bike here, dropped it off, and told me take you home. You never wanted to see the goddamn thing ever again in your life.
That was after Hoka Hay, right? You were like, I don't want to see this again.
No, that was after
Salt taking your mom.
Yeah. Yeah, actually Harley-Davidson dared me to ride their then new V-Rod Muscle across the country. When I got to the East Coast with it, I flew back to Pittsburgh, left for Sturgis, was in Sturgis in a day, spent the week in Sturgis. On the way home, I found out my mother had passed away. And Mark took her ashes and put them into a fuel tank, a Sportster tank. We attached it to the back of the bike. I rode out to Bonneville in 2 days, which was 2,500 miles. Put her ashes out there and rode home. And when I got home from that, I told him I don't want to see the bike till next year. Yeah, that was plenty.
That's a story, Chris. I'd never heard that one.
So what's it like being a a shop owner in Indiana?
Well, I'm very centrally located. I'm in Indiana. When I tell people I'm in Indiana, they don't realize how far south I am. I'm a little over 2 hours to Nashville, Tennessee. I'm 3 hours south of Indianapolis, about 3 hours from St. Louis, and an hour and a half to Louisville. So,
Oh, heck, that's not
I'm in a
bad.
good location. Uh, but as a shop owner, when I started, and me and Deanna decided to open the shop, it was going to be do custom wheels, handlebars, and custom bikes. And it was literally me and her for the first 5 years of the shop. We had no employees, just me and her every day, her taking care of the paperwork and ordering, and me out in the shop trying to get things accomplished. And we are very blessed. It took off. The custom bikes got my name in front of people, and then all the local people I knew started coming for service, and it's grown more and more. There's 2 employees with me now, and we started with a 60 by 40 shop, and we've added a 30 by 24 shop on one side, and then last year we added another 60 by 30 shop that's got the dyno and the sound room and everything in it for tuning bikes. So it's been very rewarding.
Dude, this bike here that we have on the screen right now,
super cool.
It makes me intensely happy when I see this motorcycle pull up. I don't know what it is, dude, but that thing is cool as hell.
That's Deanna's bike, and Deanna has rode for 30 plus years now. She had to learn to ride when we had 2 little kids and one to go. She toted our son, I toted my daughter, and we went everywhere.
Wow.
That's awesome.
This is her road glide that we built right after we built my trike. It's a 2021 or 2 road glide special, and we put the FXR style fairing on the front of it with the lowers. It's got Thunder Max iRide on it, and she enjoys it. She rides the heck out of it.
Good for her. That's awesome.
Nice.
I love that you guys. She had to learn to ride because of the
cool
kids.
is that?
That's so great.
Yeah.
That's when she started learning. Our kids were about 4 and 5, and we'd go on poker runs and do all the things. And that's a long time before we were shop owners. It's what we did as our lifestyle.
So good. So good.
So we have one guy here, John Washam, said, I'm in Indiana. Where's your shop?
Evansville, Indiana.
Bill Paragan, it says 2 great people. A lot of people giving you guys props out here. There was one question I wanted to get to, and I can't find it.
Big D's.
Oh, Big
What do
D.
you do when your bagger makes a chirping noise? What kind of chirp?
You want to take this one?
It depends on if it's the bike or the passenger, I guess.
I'll take a shot from personal experience. Either A,
Me too.
Have your compensating sprocket tightened, or B, your crossover pipe on the header is broken.
That was our last chirp. That's
Yeah.
right.
So
Yep.
let me
Belt
know.
chirp
Let me know if that
or
helps
exhaust
out.
chirp?
Yeah, there's belt chirp too.
So now, Mark, I gotta say, you and Deanna, excuse me, seem like pretty level-headed, down-to-earth people. Smart. What on God's green earth would make you decide you want to be an event promoter too?
There we go.
You hate yourself, don't
When
you?
we first started, when I first opened the shop 14 years ago, I owned a vendor trailer, and I went to all the field rallies and set up. The first couple years, it was me. She would stay at the shop. I would go set up, drag out all the stuff to promote the bikes, and take some apparel. As time went on, that reversed. I stayed at the shop and worked as we got busier, and I would take her and set her up at the rallies, and she got to know her rally family and doing that. And we enjoyed it for many years, and we met a promoter that did shows, and he did the indoor show in Kentucky. Frank and Marlene, a lot of people know Frank. He done the show, and I always did well vending there, and just times changed, and he was ready to move to the side, and I took over the show. So this is my 3rd year to be a promoter. But yes, it is a total different set of shoes to wear.
Right?
It
Buddy, you ain't
sure
kidding.
is.
Hey, real quick, Mark Hendrick says, show off that badass ring on your finger I saw a glimpse of.
All
Well,
right,
it'll be
let's
kind of
see.
hard to show in here, but yes, my daughter is a jeweler.
Oh,
Just made me this ring right before we
Up a
went
little
to Donna's
higher.
Fest. She'd been working on it for quite some time. But
Wow,
it's,
look at that.
Wow.
it's got my logo made in a coin in the top of it, and it's got diamonds all the way around it. She put a ruby right in my star, but and then she inlaid on the sides of it yellow gold and then rose gold gears. So I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So our 10th anniversary is coming.
I've had a ring idea for years that I want somebody to make for me. Maybe we're gonna have to get together.
There we go.
Yeah.
She got guard ability, and she's been doing it about 16 years now.
Oh, nice.
Do you see that Hannah is here?
I was just saying that. See that?
So
That's
cool.
awesome. Hi, Miss Hannah. So nice to see you here. Your daughter is incredibly talented, by the way. And I'm just going to say, our 10th anniversary is coming.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
So.
Not hating, just saying.
Just saying. Just dropping that out there.
Second one of the night, Heather. Second one.
Hey, I didn't get the first one. He got the first one.
No, you got the first one.
I didn't get the first one. He got the first one.
Before the show started, you got one.
But as I started building bikes and being more out into the public, I'm not a big social media person. I kind of stay in my little groove and pretty quiet. But I met several of the big known people in the world doing the hot bike tour. And I was blessed. I built a 32, which is what most people know me by. I don't know if you can see it behind me here, but the purple bike, when I originally built it in 2014 with a 32-inch wheel, and I rode it on the hot bike tour. That's when I met Nick Trask and John Shope and several of the guys that I just got to spend, Brian Clockworks, Dave DePer, and I got to spend a whole week just riding side by side with these guys. So then I told my wife, every year I'm doing this event, and got to know them more and more. And then I was fortunate enough to win with an Easy Rider tour bike. And then Sturgis 2016, I believe it was, Indian, which is behind me here, this bike. Indian put out the baddest bagger competition to win a new Indian motorcycle and some cash. That is it there. And I built that bike for Deanna, and we were fortunate enough to win the baddest bagger contest in Sturgis with that bike. So that was a huge, huge honor for us.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Who does most of your paint work?
Beautiful bike.
Flea just did my trike. That bike was actually painted by a personal friend of mine that owns body shops here in town. And so I pass them around.
Nice.
One of Deanna's bike that you were talking about a minute ago, that was done by Garrett Livingston.
Okay.
That was the first trike I built with a big wheel on it. As soon as Harley come out with that freewheeler, I walked in a dealership and seen it. And I said, I loved everything about it other than stupid little bob fenders. I said it didn't match.
Yeah.
So I brought that home and talked to Yaffe and bought some of his fenders and put on it immediately. And that bike actually, I sold it to the owner of the Harley dealership in Florida at Bike Week. He put it on his showroom, and then it ended up going to a customer in Europe.
Nice. That's
So,
outstanding.
Tell us a little bit about the event now. Let's get into talking about the event. What do you expect when you come to your event?
Okay. As I was saying earlier, I was a vendor and did the field rallies, and I'm getting older, so the rallies where people come and sleep in a tent and those, I just feel like there's an opening for a new change. And I've marketed my rally to be, or my event to be, a ride-in destination. It's a 3-day event. The city of Owensboro, Kentucky welcomes us with open arms, and they do everything to make this a success. On Friday night, they have a street event that they call Friday After 5. They do bands and food trucks, and it brings 10 to 14,000 people to the riverfront. And
nice.
We have all that to our availability. And then Saturday, we put on the show in the center there. I rent the full center and have different events, bike show, audio competition. Now, the audio competition's on the riverfront, so it's not inside the building.
Is that you on the ground?
Yeah, that's me laying there.
Jesus.
And King Tony jumping over me at that show last year.
Oh, Deanna must have loved that one.
She was actually inside and then heard about it later, but she was probably surprised I didn't end up on a motorcycle because she knew I wanted to get out there and do it. But so then Saturday night, the city gives us their trolley, and we have 2 adjoining hotels, and the trolley will pick you up at the hotels, take you to all the local restaurants, so you don't have to drink and drive and try to park in a strange place, and they bring you back to the event. So the city is, like I said, open arms and supports us 100%. So I'm promoting this to be a ride-in destination. Jump on your bike, come see us, check into a hotel, spend 3 days for $20. I'll entertain you for the full weekend, and you can ride your bike back home.
Yeah.
Right. I love that you have the support of the
Nice.
community like that.
Yeah, right on.
They
Yeah.
are 100% behind us. They do everything to make it bigger each year.
And you know that's the biggest thing, man. That can make or break you right there. Like,
Oh, most definitely.
So
So
good.
the show is it's a place somebody can come and buy vendor things. They can get bikes. They can even get their bikes worked on. This year we're adding Black Label Performance, bringing their truck and setting up outside, cams, exhaust, tune. RC Components will have their rig out.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Do
hold on.
headlights. I mean, so you can get your bike worked on. You can talk to people about doing big audio systems. There'll be several of those audio shops there. And then there's just entertainment. Like me, I have a pizza eating contest during out the weekend. So there's
like
just
pizza.
stuff to do all weekend.
That's awesome. Good for you. I love that that you've embraced this and that the city's embracing it and you're trying to make it give something for everybody.
yeah, wait a minute.
I want to volunteer
Listen,
for the pizza eating contest,
what
but
I was
I know
gonna
I
say.
will
Me too.
lose.
I don't know what else you're talking about right now because somebody just said pizza eating contest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm in.
I would
I'll
like.
bring in a whole pizza and set it in front of them. Whoever can eat the full pizza in the box the fastest.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
sweet Jesus.
I
I'll
would
give
die.
that a shot.
I got that, dude.
Nope,
I got
No,
that.
dude. I'll
Nope.
give somebody a run for their money.
You can. I just roll it up first,
You roll the
You
whole
know?
thing up and eat it like a hot dog. That's smart.
right?
Oh,
Yep.
jeez.
Oh,
I
Well,
got
they
that
do the
shit.
multi-fold. That's the ticket.
so
But I've
good.
had great support by this show. Was the baddest bagger prior to the pandemic when the old promoter was putting it on in the winter. So it had a following already. I've just adapted it to a different time of the year from the winter to the summer. So that way it can be the ride-in destination that I want to make it. I've had great support from our local Harley dealership. They're one of the title sponsors. Garza Law sponsors my show, part of the stage. Thunder Max has been a great partner with me in this show ever since I've took it over. I've got other custom bike builders that have been with me since day one and came every year. Don Ogilvy from Evil Iron, the Coomers, Mike from Southern Boy Baggers always comes. Garrett Livingston from Cape Girardeau, Missouri's always got a display here. Ron's Flea has came the last couple of years. Unfortunately, this year it falls on his anniversary, so he's already told me the wife put a hex to it. He didn't get to come this year.
Okay, so listen, I'm not sure. Do you have a qualifying process for the pizza eating? Because we just had 35 people say that they're coming just for the pizza eating contest, and Rudy's Fairing has the greatest comment. Even if you lose, you win. It's pizza.
They get a free lunch, that's for sure.
Right?
It's the first 12 people that sign up. So Saturday morning we put a sign up list up, and the first 12 to sign up get to be in it.
Oh, see, there'd be a fist fight. There'd be a
Yes.
fist
You're not
fight.
kidding.
I want to have some sort.
Last year we ended up with 11. We couldn't get the 12th person to fill the
Oh
spot.
my God.
Oh.
What's
No.
wrong with those people?
Yeah, what goes on in Owensburg, Kentucky?
I think we should have an ice cream eating contest because the brain freezes would be hysterical.
Oh my God. Oh my
I
God.
did that
This
too.
year on
Can we do
Sunday,
pizza
I'm
and ice
talking
cream?
about adding a pie eating contest on the second day. So
Oh,
have both
goodness.
pizza on Saturday, pie on Sunday.
Heather, if we do that, it should be a slushy contest.
Oh,
Like,
boy.
you
brain
want,
freeze.
you want to talk about brain? That would be brain freeze
ices.
from hell. Ices, yeah. Oh my God.
No.
Oh man.
Oh, that's
Jeez.
terrible.
So it sounds like Hannah says, is there a dairy-free division?
For you, Hannah, yes. I will do dairy-free pizza just for you, sweetheart.
Oh,
She's awesome. I love Miss Hannah.
oh, so great to see her here tonight.
So this year, Curtis Hoffman is coming and setting up for the first time. Curly's is coming down. He'll have a display set up
Nice.
at his vendor.
Nice, yeah.
Got to leave during the day on Saturday, but he will be back Sunday. I got guys come from South Carolina, North Carolina, Chase with Dark Horse. Jack Jesse does the audio show for me this year. And
Very cool.
it's just, we had about 3,500 people through the door last year, so it's a good sized show.
That's great. Now you do a tattoo expo inside it too as well, don't you?
Yes, we have approximately 8 to 10 tattoo artists there, and you can get tattoos right on the spot.
Nice. That's awesome.
Chris No is asking, how far are you from Route 66?
Well, my shop is actually on Highway 66, where I'm sitting right now. We face the highway.
No shit.
Wow.
But
That's awesome.
the event is in Owensboro, Kentucky, so it's it's across the river. It's about 25 miles from my shop.
Oh, that's really cool though, man. That's really cool.
Do you know who any of your tattoo artists are this year? Are they all local to you, or do they come from all over?
They're all local.
They're all local?
Yes.
Right on. I can imagine that would be, I know for a lot of people that would be a big draw. That's one of the challenges. I got to tell you how lucky you are with that. We've been trying to get tattoo artists at Smokeout for years, but the county is just not cooperative.
Oh, it's such a pain.
Oh,
yes.
it's been horrible for us, and everybody's tattoo, and they're like,
And they're so like the city and county. Everybody's so great about everything else, but
Except tattoos.
But tattoos.
Super
health
weird.
department is
We need
a
a bus with a
challenge.
band.
We landed the first year with my thoughts of trying to do it, and the health department gave us mandates we had to have, and we got it done.
Yeah.
Now, as long as I meet those standards, they greet me with open arms.
See, maybe we gotta figure something out.
yeah, we're gonna keep working on it, because I'll tell you what, I'd love to have it there. I'd love to have a selection of artists. I know so many incredibly talented
Yep.
tattooers that I'd love to give them a
Let's
home.
pull a Duke. We can get a bus with a band in front of it.
Right?
It's tough to get them. I mean, I tried to reach out in the beginning, and it's hard to land traveling tattoo people.
It is. I'm very fortunate. I know a couple. I've been doing events in some way, shape, or form for longer than I care to admit.
The bike show this year, I am trying to make a few changes to it. I want it to be an open, no-class show, so this year it's open arms to any type of bike.
Nice.
It's got 2 wheels, and they want to show it. It's a flat $40 to bring their bike in, or $50, and they get 1 free wristband. And they get to show their bike all week, and they're entitled to win any of the prizes instead of them coming in and having to say, my bike's a big wheel or it's a soft tail. I just want it entered for the people to enjoy, and then they will be entitled to win any of the prizes.
Right on, man.
That's awesome. I love when people do that. It's so hard because sometimes bikes can go into 3 or 4 different classes depending on what classes you're offering.
And I don't want them to have to pay more than once.
Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It seems like you've really taken your attendees into consideration with your pricing, and it sounds like you've made it, easy enough for a family to come and enjoy the weekend. $20 for 3 days. That's unheard of.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there again, it's family friendly, like you said, with the 2 attached hotels. The city even has a water park for the kids out on the riverfront that is absolutely free. So
That's where I'll be.
The city has that. It's just a park where the kids can play with all the water sprinklers and everything. So I want families to come.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And you mean kids as children compared to kids as a bunch of drunk bikers at the water park?
Yes.
Yeah, I think there is an age limit at that park. I think they have to be children.
Damn it.
Mark, Dave R. would like to know if you have a swap meet area.
I do not. I have looked at that, and I do have space available at the building if I can put it together, but I do not right now.
Right
You know,
on.
we need collectively as a community, we need somebody that really makes a go at organizing swap meets, because we would love to have a big swap meet part of the smoke out too. And like there used to be guys that like they just dedicated
Buzz
their
Walnuck.
yeah
Buzz
yeah.
Walnuck. Isn't that how John Parham started?
Yep.
I mean,
Yep. And just they're just nobody keeping that whole group together anymore, you know.
well, I will make it my mission to find somebody. If I find somebody, Mark, I'll turn you on to them for sure.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, listen, we're gonna put your social media up for everybody to check out so they can keep after you, because this is by all accounts, everybody that's on here is talking about how great your event is, how much fun they have there. So it sounds like something we have to get to.
For
You
sure.
can
Yeah.
check them out on Facebook.
All you got to do is have Heather reach out to me when this is over, and I'll do everything in my power to
right
get
on.
you guys here. We would love to have you as a guest.
So
When's the date? What is the date?
June 6th, 7th, and 8th this year. It'll always be the first weekend in June.
well, hell, that's easy enough. June, right?
Yeah, we're going to be on our world tour in June.
Oh,
Holy
my God.
gamoly.
It should be the week before you go to Laconia.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
there you
crazy. I'll
go.
tell you what, June for us for the past 2 years has been nothing. I'm like, okay, this is the month. We don't really have to go anywhere. We're good. And now,
Well, listen, Flea is up here giving you mad props that you and your crew do a phenomenal job. It's a great time. You know, everybody's giving you guys props. So we're definitely going to pass the word along. You know, we read your event in our events pages every week, but now we actually have some substance to talk about it, and I'm so glad for that. One way or another, we got to get somebody, one of us, one of the three of us, or somebody on the team here to get involved with this thing. So,
And that's not good. That's in that Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana
right.
little square.
That's-
or
Yeah,
little
he's not
triangle
too
right
far.
there,
Kind
too.
of in your neighborhood, Mark,
Yeah, it's kind of Ricky's neighborhood where it's at.
right?
So, yeah.
can I ask him one more question before we cut him loose?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mark, now, if I remember correctly, and I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus, you're working with Flea on the bike he's doing with that mega paint group,
Yeah,
correct?
we didn't even talk about that. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Jesus.
I am trying to finalize the details right now of supplying the bike for that. I'm going to contribute the motorcycle, and then Don Ogilvy from Evil Iron is going to come to my shop and help me disassemble it. We're going to cut the frame and set it up for a big wheel, and then we're going to take all the parts to Flea and his group to paint it, and then my shop with the assistance of Don Ogilvy at Evil Iron are going to reassemble the bike.
Right on. That's
Okay,
awesome.
so listen, I told Flea this. We talked about this when he was on the show. I need to be there when those guys are all together. When you guys are all together, I need to be there filming a lot of this. But it sounds like I'm going to need some help before and after getting some of this footage. So you and I are going to have to work on that. So I can tell you, you know, if you set the iPhone the right way, you can get me stuff that I need to put this together. But this is going to be a historic thing. Like
pretty cool.
that many painters, man, like top level, the top 5 or 6 painters in the world right now are going to come together on this thing. It's incredible.
I'm glad to be asked to be a part of it.
Oh, that's awesome. It's going to raise a ton of money. It's for the museum, right?
And what's the giveaway? And there's a giveaway date for that?
Well, they're going to auction it off, from what I understand. Dave Perowitz is working with Flea on how that's going to be handled at the end.
Yeah, and I think they are going to auction it off through the hamsters for the museum. And
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I don't think it's going to be for Sturgis this year, though. If I
I
remember.
don't see how they could possibly get it done in that time frame. I could be wrong, but that's everybody's got a lot of stuff on their plate to try to get it done by August.
Yeah, for sure. But miracles do happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
You never know.
well, listen, man, you please give our best to your lovely girl. Tell her,
And she would have loved to have been here. This is her office right behind me, and she's why I am where I'm at. She, as Heather made the comment earlier, she keeps my books in line, and I'm her worst nightmare when it comes to bookkeeping. But yeah, she wanted to be here, but my daughter, when we looked at the dates, my daughter and son-in-law are on a cruise, so she has a 7-year-old and 2-year-old set of twins that she's taking care of right now.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Well, see right there,
Jesus.
Flea just said going to try and get it done by SEMA. So there's a target date.
There we go.
There's
Right
a target
on.
date. So we'll pick another time that we'll get her on the show with us too, man. Because
I want to say thanks to you guys very much.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, our pleasure, our pleasure.
Absolutely.
And I'll take a look at our schedule and see what we can do to get somebody there if it's not Chris and or I. But we will be in touch this week.
Okay. Thank you again.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
take care, Mark.
See you, Mark.
All right, so hey, you're watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. We have a couple cool things to watch real quick. The first thing is going to be our 420 new product, which is the product that we should have ran on 420. And then we're going to watch our new release. We're going to watch a trailer of our new
And
release.
let me just say, this is not a paid endorsement in any
No.
way, shape, or form.
It's not. If anything, this is a paid endorsement for Fat Camp. But here we go.
Weed.
From the weed.
Okay, so I've been going to the gym, swimming laps at the pool, losing a little bit of weight, but today the good folks at Reese's have introduced a brand new product.
Is this our product spotlight?
I'm Chris with Cycle Source. This right here, this is your product spotlight today, apparently. There is no better comfort food on the planet than a good old-fashioned peanut butter jelly sandwich. Chocolate and peanut butter jelly? Really? Do we need Reese's to add to the irresistible nature of their product? I'm not sure, but
What kind of jelly is it?
this one's grape. Because I like grape. I don't like strawberry. Doesn't really look like the package.
Oh, I can see the layer of jelly in there.
Over to the strawberry. No, strawberry looks like it has more.
It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. I think it needs a little more jelly.
I'm not impressed. I gotta say, like, I expected way more.
Not enough jelly. I mean, it was worth it. I couldn't not try it. I just couldn't not try it. But don't know that I'd go out of my way to buy them again.
On a scale to 1 to 10, like maybe a 4.
Maybe a 4.
It's like sex, right? I mean, there's never really any bad sex, but there's great sex and then there's utility sex.
Okay.
In the heart of Arizona's Sonoran Desert, where the spirits of the Old West still linger, lies a town steeped in legend and lore. Welcome to Tombstone, Arizona, the town that was too tough to die. Founded in 1879, Tombstone was once a bustling boomtown where silver mines brought prosperity to the region. But it wasn't the silver that earned this town its place in history. It was the gunfights, the outlaws, and the lawmen who made Tombstone famous.
The Wild West was a powder keg. Tombstone, law was loose, and justice came at the end of a six-shooter. Around 3 p.m., the Ertz and Doc Holliday marched down Fremont Street. The exact sequence of events in the next 30 seconds is debated to this day. When the smoke cleared, Tom McGlory was shot in the gut and died soon after. Frank McGlory was shot in the head and chest.
Tombstone's rich history is preserved in places like the Cochise County Courthouse. Once a center for law and order, today it stands for the trials, tribulations, and triumphs that shaped this town. You can see over my shoulder, the gallows still hang today as a reminder of what that justice looked like. During our time here in Tombstone, got the pleasure of taking a stagecoach ride. How perfect, right? And we got all like bunch of information about the town, but this would have been like flat ride travel.
Yeah.
In our last stop of visit to Tombstone, actually quite a few people's last stop of visit to Tombstone, is Boot Hill Cemetery. Here lies George Johnson, hanged by mistake, 1882. He was right, we was wrong, but we strung him up, and now he's gone.
Clockworks, where innovation meets style. Clockworks specializes in high-quality windshields, fenders, phone mounts, and other parts designed to enhance your ride, with a commitment to craftsmanship and an eye for detail. Ensure your bike not only rides smoothly, but looks stunning too. Elevate your riding experience today. Shop getclock.com.
I'm Nick Trask, Trask Performance, and you're watching ShopTalk.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
Okay, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk studio. You're watching Shop Talk, and what the hell?
I think I'm just gonna make my own. I'm just gonna make my own PB&J peanut butter cups with the honey roasted peanut butter that I make.
Listen,
that will be good.
Somebody said that. They said, well, just whip out a jar of jelly and smear a bunch of that shit on there. But here's the deal. When you're paying $17.95 for a peanut butter cup with jelly in it, just give me some damn jelly.
Yeah.
And that rating should have been from 1 to how effing stoned are you? That's how the rating should have been. So
Well,
been like,
So speaking of,
after a long car ride with me, that might have been a 12.
No, I don't think you. I think you would have been disappointed, Mark.
Speaking of how
I want
effing
the lava
stoned,
one.
how effing stoned are you? You weren't actually stoned. We did just show you a video about our journey to Tombstone. It's part of our destination series that we have out on Cycle Source TV now. If you're not hip to Cycle Source TV, you can get it on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android, and iOS devices. It's app-driven streaming television that you can watch motorcycle, all motorcycle stuff. And biggest feature about it, Heather, what is that?
Wow.
No commercials.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no commercials.
Come on, man.
I was answering.
Third strike tonight.
I was answering Rick. Rick comes first.
Oh, Rick
Rick,
comes
you're
first.
Wait. What Rick comes first?
Right?
I was answering.
We know a bunch
Rick.
of Rick.
Evil Rick.
Right on. Well, listen, like I said, the the Cycle Source TV thing, we're going into our second year of this now, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So really, when I look at the channel, it always surprises me how much content is on there. There's so many different things you can watch. A lot of the same stuff that we do in Cycle Source magazine, but it all comes to life. It's an extra layer, right? Like you can see feature bikes.
It just feels like 20 years, Chris.
Yeah, listen.
Right? Oh my goodness.
There's also a new episode of the SNS build is coming out on it too, just
the
around
frame.
the corner. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. That's coming up. Actually, yeah.
That's coming up or up? It's up.
Oh boy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you two are talking about.
I'll show everybody the frame for the SNS build. It's up right now, so you can go there and watch that. The Viola Flyer, episode number 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on the frame. Tons of stuff. Like I said, if you like tech, if you like bikes, you like parties, all of that stuff is on Cycle Source TV. Go check it out. And speaking of checking it out, Mark.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. You checking out?
No, I'm not checking out, but it's time to
time
to check some shit out with Heather.
Are we doing events?
Checking it out.
Are we doing events?
Yeah, let's check it out.
ShopTalk is brought to you by Cyclefish.
Check it out.
The most complete list of motorcycle events in the U.S.
You ready?
I think so. I'm going to try to be ready. Hogs for Hope. Oh, that was today. Well, shit. Sorry, my mom's not watching anymore. She wasn't. I hope you feel better, Mom. Hogs for Hope, that was today. I hope they had a phenomenal event and raised a ton of money for Ronald McDonald House and the Aiden Jack Seeger Foundation. I know at last time I touched base with Ken, even before the event, they had already raised over $27,000. So that does not suck. Okay, coming up May 2nd through 4th, 2025 at Road Atlanta, King of the Baggers. And we've got this one up here. Our good friends at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson are sponsoring Max Flinders, rider number 88. So we're going to be rooting for them. I hope you do too. And I think I saw something about a group ride from Dream Rides, Tennessee down to this race.
Oh my goodness.
So check them out, but let's root for Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson and Max Flinders next weekend at King of the Baggers. Will Hill. TMMR, Motorcycle and Music Revival at Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Booyah! They have hill climbs, creek parties. You can do the off-road pass. All sorts of cool stuff happens there. We always have a great time. And that is May 15th through 18th. And you can go get more information. I think it's at motorcyclesandmusic.com, I believe. Also, if you are at TMMR, please join Moto Women on Friday the 16th for the second annual Lunch Lady Ride 2025. I'm going to be riding with Janine and John Jessup, V-Twin Visionary, and friends. You don't have to donate, but if you do, 100% of the proceeds will go to fund kids' school lunches in and around Hurricane Mills. Last year, I think our first year, we were able to do 200 lunches or so. And I know that there's a very special little girl that is hand painting a lunchbox this year that we're going to auction off.
Right on.
So I'm super excited.
So donate. It's for the kids.
Yep. And if you can't make it, that little QR code on the screen, you can go ahead and scan that and make a donation if you're not able to attend. But
I can't get to it. I can't put my arms down.
I'll make sure we put that on our Facebook and Instagram pages. But second annual Lunch Lady Ride and her at TMMR. I hope you guys can make it. It all goes for a good cause. It's gonna be awesome. Saturday, May 24th, 10 Jam in Hohenwald, Tennessee. Did you know that there's an elephant sanctuary in Hohenwald, Tennessee?
What?
There is. So you can go Sons of Speed, 10 Jam at Vintage Outlaw Racing, or the Elephant Sanctuary.
Or both.
Or both.
You can make a weekend of it.
But anyway, I'll tell you, 10 Jam is a great event. Sons of Speed is always
And if you
cool.
go there, You can talk about the elephant in the room.
It's cool, but this one's a little
saying.
bit different because it's on a clay track.
Yes.
Yeah, real deal there.
Super cool. The following weekend, June 6th, 7th, and 8th, River City Bike Expo. Go support Mark and Deanna, his beautiful bride, at this killer event that they're doing. $20 scores you a 3-day ticket. And apparently lunch if you join the pizza eating contest.
That's right.
Grab a tattoo, bike show, stunt rides, the whole deal. Go check that out. Laconia Motorcycle Week. 102 years.
Well, listen, I have to put this out there real quick. I really like what they've done with the logo this year in honor of the 102nd year.
Laconia Motorcycle Week, June 14th through 22nd. LaconiaMCweek.com. You can get more information. I believe we are scheduled to be up there. My mom also turns 80 that week.
Hey, can you do me a favor this week on our social media? Make sure we put that logo up.
Okay.
I just want everybody to see that.
Move on. Okay, do it.
Born Free.
June 21st and 22nd, Born Free Motorcycle Show in Silverado, California.
Silverado.
We're going to be there, which I'm excited. I, after all of these years doing this, have never been to Born Free.
Son of a biscuit eater.
So I'm hoping we get to do some riding. Can we hit the PCH from there? Is that possible?
I would like to. We might have a test ride. Yeah, top secret. We might be test riding some new top secret components.
Oh, that'd be rad. The weekend after Born Free, on your way back east, you can stop in Chicago for Moto and Music Festival, July 27th through 29th in Chicago, Illinois. July 4th weekend, the Hollister Independence Rally, July 4th and July 5th in Hollister, California. You can get more information at hollisterindependencerally.com. Virginia City Roundup, hosted by Choppers Magazine, rodeo and motorcycle show, August 23rd, 2025. You know, that's another one I'd like to get to.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like a damn good time.
Yep.
Also, Four Corners Motorcycle Rally, Labor Day weekend, August 28th through 31st in Durango, Colorado.
Dude, some big news right there that we got to talk about
Sons
for 2
of
seconds.
Speed.
Yeah, Sons of Speed going on the road, and they're going to be at the Four Corners Rally. That is incredible.
Super rad.
Yep.
Yeah,
I hate that it's the
congratulations
weekend
to them.
before Smokeout, though, because
I
it makes it
know.
impossible for us to go.
I know, you can't do it all, Heather. Can't do it all.
Why not, damn it?
You can't do it all.
Hey, the Jetsons set us up for disappointment. We should have like teleportation and Rosie's and like the whole thing. I should be able to do it all. Jetsons, you failed me.
Well, I'll let you know how Four Corners Rally is then.
Are you going?
Boonville, Ohio.
Let's see. Oh,
Welcome
sorry.
back.
Bloomville, Ohio, Thursday, August 28th through Monday, September 1st. Again, Labor Day weekend. Easy Riders Rodeo. Live music, motorcycle rodeo, slow races, barstool races, weenie bite vendors, camping food, beer, and dancers. Dancers.
What? Jazzy hands?
And then after
Oh
that,
my goodness.
I had a nightmare about this. September 4th through 7th, 2025.
No, tell everybody about your nightmare, smartass, because it was hilarious.
No, I can't say it on air.
You have to say it.
Because, no.
So Heather
Change the name to protect the innocent.
Heather had a nightmare that she woke up and realized that she didn't book a
It was like
headlining
Thursday
act
night, and I didn't book a headliner for the weekend.
for Smokeout.
Yep.
So in desperation, she had a standby that is an artist that was previously very pretty in the 80s hair metal thing and got great big and fat. And that was her nightmare. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe.
It wasn't that. No, that's not. Because I do not fat shame people. You cannot say it like that.
I know, but we can. I'm just glad your nightmare wasn't that we went there and they had bingo.
Just for the record, I
Winning.
talked to Randall again like 2 weeks ago,
There
just
is
to make sure
no
there is still no bingo.
No bingo on Thursday at Smokeout this year. We have the whole place to ourselves. We don't have to.
You do know that Thursday afternoon we're going to be in there doing something like 12 old ladies are going to come in and kick mine and Randy's ass.
No, I swear there is no bingo. There is no bingo.
Oh my God! So
we're literally going to get caned to death.
Yeah. No.
Last one of the night.
Oh, last one of the night, Kentucky Moto Fest, September 26th through 28th, 2025. That is hosted by our good friend Shade Tree and all their cohorts and partners in crime. So you can check them out on Facebook. Just look up Kentucky Moto Fest.
We do.
Oh, Becky, what's wrong with bingo? So much is wrong with bingo.
Oh my God! There's nothing wrong with bingo.
There's nothing wrong with bingo.
Not at
There's
all.
something wrong with bingo.
Yeah, while we're trying to
Smokeout.
set up the Legends Gallery at Smokeout, and we'd have to
There's
wait.
200 angry little bingo people trying to get in on our space. Nope.
So we want to thank Cyclefish for sponsoring the event pages. We want to thank all of our sponsors up in the top right-hand corner, especially Dennis Kirk for leaving the studio door open every week and letting us in to do the show. This is something we love to do, man. You guys can help us pass this along. Hit the like and share button. Make sure that you're sending this out when we're going live with Shop Talk every Sunday at 9 p.m. Help us pass it along because it's a labor of love for us to do this, but it does serve a function. The function is passing on the information, the names, and the faces of the people that are making shit happen in the industry today. So thank you for your support of Shop Talk.
Time out. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
We are going to have an update on Smokeout Garage Build-Off next Sunday. This is my last all call. If you want to get in on it, get your application in.
Final call. So
final call.
Who was asking about that? Spike Doberman. Spike Doberman was asking what's the deal with Garage Build-Off. If you don't know what Garage Build-Off is, Heather.
Oh my goodness. It is awesomeness. It's built to inspire people to get out and build a motorcycle that have not done it before, or let me rephrase that do not do it professionally.
Yep.
I'm going to throw up the link to the entry page where you can see all the rules and what you have to do. $10,000 budget, not including your donor bike. Bike has to run. You have to be able to ride it. You have to be willing to have it on display throughout the weekend. You're going to win a bunch of cool or you're not going to. The overall winner is going to win $1,000 plus a whole bunch of cool prizes. It's a good time, and it's just built to inspire people. It is not. What is it not, honey?
It's not the amateur chop off.
Any make, model, shape, size is welcome to enter. We don't care what you build it. We just want you to build it. And we want you to think outside.
Do not drink the contents of the battery.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, that woman is the reason why there's directions on the bottle. It's just a shampoo right there. All right, man. Hey, listen, you guys are awesome for being here with us and letting us into your headspace and into your garages and houses and wherever it is that you're watching us. Hopefully you have pants on, unlike me and Mark, who pantsless since episode 200.
Oh, we're going to have new races at Smokeout.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Mark, I have to tell you about this. It's going to be so fun. So,
gee, I wish I could be there to see them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be there.
Let me tell you the premise. Starts off, you have to do a shot.
Yep.
Then you have to go around the racetrack, which there'll be obstacles and jumps and everything else. And every time you come back to the lap, you have to do another shot. All of the competitors will be racing these motorcycles.
Nice. That's fantastic.
Right? Oh, so good. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know you're trying to end the show, but I had to share that.
It's okay. Kieran McGarry, anyone have a spare 10 grand? You don't have to spend 10 grand.
No, you
man.
don't have to spend 10 grand. You don't have to. That's just
We just
that's
had a
the
discrepancy.
most you can spend.
Yeah, we had a discrepancy last year that someone might have spent too much money, so we put a cap on it. That's one of the new. No, Radar Fletcher.
It's
just
one shot each lap.
One shot to start the race, and then one every lap. Every time you come back
Now,
in.
Can they pre-shot all they want until they get
yeah,
to the race?
yeah, absolutely.
And if you want to do more than one shot at every lap, go ahead. I'm just saying.
And I think based on the rules, helmets should still be required.
Yes, absolutely, helmets. Absolutely. All right,
So
yeah,
good.
anus racing. No, this is just asshole racing.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, let's get right to the point.
Oh God! So that's gonna be enough for us, Lulabelle.
I think we're done.
We've done all the damage we can here this week.
Bring this train into the station.
Hey, listen, on behalf of myself, Heather, and Mark, thank you guys so much, and we will see you back here next week, same chopper time,
same chopper channel.
Get out and ride, Felicia.